And you're doing my car right now?
So we're doing your, very excited because this will be the first E-Ray that has lowering springs from Paragon. So thank you, Paragon, for that.
Guys, check it out. I got something in the mail yesterday from Paragon Performance, and I'm going to show you what it is. It's something very exciting for my new E-Ray. So there's Paragon Performance. Let's open it up. Okay, I can now open the box. What do you guys think that is? I think you can see them. If you guess springs, you are correct. So these are my new front and rear lowering springs for the E-Ray. And I'm one of 3 people that got these springs from Paragon Performance. Hyperco is the company that made them. I'm going to kind of be like a tester of them. They're not available for purchase yet, but they're going on the car tomorrow. So they're about 30% stiffer, and they're going to lower the E-Ray 1 inch. So it's going to be about 3/4 of an inch less lowered than my Stingray. So I want to thank Corey from Paragon Performance and Hyperco for making this happen. You guys are amazing. I can't wait to see what the car looks like with them on. All right, boys and girls, welcome back to Brink of Speed. Today is a big day. I am headed up to BSP Motorsports. Now, they are in a totally different location. They used to be located in Little Elm, Frisco area. Now they're in Aubrey, Texas. But I'm headed up there. They are the ones that lowered my Stingray, my last BOS 2.0. And today they are lowering one of the first ever E-Rays, my E-Ray. Thank you to Steven with the Supercharged E-Ray for helping make all this happen. And of course, Corey at Paragon Performance and Hyperco for making this spring. There are no collars available because I have the front lift. So I can't do a collar situation where I could lower it, 1 3/4 like I have my Stingray. But anyway, it's exciting. I can't wait to see what the new stance and aggressiveness looks like on this E-Ray. So let's get going to BSP and get it all taken care of. All right, guys, arriving at BSP Motorsports. It already looks amazing. All right, so I'm at BSP, and like I was saying earlier on the drive over here, I can't wait to see that ride height lower. I mean, it already looks really, really good with the ForgedLite wheels on it. That already changed the stance. It already made it look way more aggressive. As you can see, they are flush with the fenders, but bringing this down a whole inch, I mean, it's going to be, I don't know, right around here probably on the tire instead of way up here, which this is almost 4 fingers. It's easily 3 fingers. And I think same back here. A little less than 3 fingers back here. But it'll be closer to 1 finger on both. So that's going to look phenomenal. BSP, like I said, they are in a new location. This place is beautiful. Look at the floors. Super shiny. And they have almost triple the space that they used to have. All right, I'm gonna go into BSP here. Looks like Brandon's already at the door.
Hey, Mike.
What's
Come
up,
on
man?
in.
Hey, Mike. How
Hey,
you doing?
good, how are you?
This is our office manager, Chelsea. She's been with us for 3 years now.
Yeah.
We love Chelsea.
I think they've seen her on the video
Yeah,
before.
absolutely. So this is our new digs. This
Man,
is our
this place is awesome.
new office. Kind of started fresh. Kind of going for a dream.
Yeah.
And executed, I
think you did a
pretty
great
good.
job.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of come this way. And briefly pass by my office here, but yeah, we'll come out in the shop where all the good stuff happens.
Sweet. Oh wow, look at this.
Yeah, so we tripled our square footage. So I mean, it's like I said, a whole lot bigger. We now can, you know, get a little bit more car count going, and you know, I mean, we started noticing that we have such a backlog of cars where we got people waiting to come in, and it's like we need more lifts, we need more space.
Man. This is amazing.
So yeah, I mean,
Love
essentially
the
this
floors.
this was a rundown 30-year-old warehouse essentially, and I came in, kind of gutted everything out. We put up the walls, we did all the painting. Obviously, being strategic with going for the quality work that we provide, I wanted to make sure that it looked like what we do here. So you know, redoing the floors, actually knocking down walls, and really kind of opening the place up a little bit.
And you're in Aubrey?
We are in Aubrey, Texas, just a little bit north of 380 on 377, about 3 miles or so.
Sure.
You know, we have a standalone building, so we're not in a big complex with a bunch of other people.
Right.
So we're hoping that, you know, the car shows, and you know, we've got a pretty big parking lot out there to where we can really get some people in. And we're gonna wait till it cools down a little bit before we do a big grand opening. It's pretty warm out here right now. You know, AC is to come, but not quite right now.
Sure.
But yeah, again, we're the current lifts that we have is going to be 4 of the 2 posts, and we actually have drops for 2 more. We're just on back order, so we're kind of waiting for those. And then really the huge bottleneck that we've always ran into is doing so much suspension work that we do is the alignment racks. So essentially in this place, I was like, you know, let's do double the trouble. Let's make it happen. So we were able to have 1 alignment rack that's going to be dedicated to your, you know, doing tie rod ends and just little quick stuff. Also, it serves as a rack that you can do services on.
Sure.
Anthony's underneath there right now doing an oil cooler adapter gasket that was leaking for this customer's car. And then we have this one that, you know, can also be used for anything, but mostly is going to be for our race alignments and some of the alignments that take a little bit longer. So now we can kind of turn cars a little bit faster.
Sweet.
You know, we're probably about 90% moved in. You know, still some things I want to organize and kind of put in its little places, but I kind of needed to come in here and start working a little bit, you know?
Well, what I was going to say is it shows your work ethic, how hard of a worker you are.
Yeah.
You put your blood, sweat, and tears into this place, and that's exactly what he does with your car as well.
Yep.
So,
Owner that actually is operating. I mean,
Yeah.
we're out here, we're getting down here with the trenches with the guys and getting sweaty and getting the work done. So I wouldn't have it any other way.
And you're doing my car right now.
So we're doing your, very excited because this will be the first E-Ray that has lowering springs from Paragon. So thank you, Paragon, for that. Yep, so we're working our magic. So right now, essentially where we're at is I have removed the rear shocks. These are already Paragon's
cool.
springs that are already on there, so we're already good there. This corner is actually all pretty much done. I've got all everything's torqued and paint marked and everything's rocking and rolling, so we'll move over to the other side. And then we still have
the
fronts that we need to do. And then we'll obviously do our alignment on it, and we'll get kind of rocking and rolling. So another thing I want to add is that we are hiring another mechanic. I'm trying to find, again, finding somebody that has the drive, the loyalty, the dedication that we have has been difficult, but I know you guys are out there, so if you happen to see this video and you know somebody that, you know, kind of matches us on a level of dedication and really doing right for the customer and for the cars, not cutting corners, doing things like that, please give me an email.
And you're talking about mechanics?
Yes, mechanics. Yes. I'm hiring. There's definitely room for another guy in here. We need it. We've got backlog of work, and I want to kind of get caught up on a little bit on that. So if you are interested or know somebody interested, have them email me at brandon@bspmotorsports.com. We'd love to hear from you. Looking for somebody that's, at least has 8 to 10 years of experience, that's kind of been around some of this stuff. Definitely someone that's very familiar with aftermarket parts, because there's a lot of stuff that we do. Not saying there's anything wrong with the OEM stuff, but sometimes with aftermarket, we always have to massage things and kind of get it to fit right like an OEM fit. So we have that going on. So we'll turn over to the, we've already done ride heights and everything. So we have, and this will be good data that we'll have, and we'll be able to post all this stuff up. But essentially here, these are going to be our ride heights from our lift points where the frame is, but also your rim defender. We always take a lot of data on different data points. But yeah, so then once we get this all done, Paragon's kind of advertising that it's going to be about an inch lower. We will have to go through that settle in period that we've talked about in other videos. Like springs, the spring steel has to settle, the way the car, kind of going out and putting some steering input in it and getting the weight transfer. That'll help it settle everything down. So I'm sure it won't take you too long to put 500 or 1,000 miles on it.
No,
but when you get that done,
this thing like crazy.
We'll get it back up here. We utilize the same sheet that we started from the beginning, and just start adding on to it. So that way we have all the data on how far these cars are going and what we're getting out of them. So, and I'm sure this is good information for Paragon as well. So.
Yeah, so if you're in the DFW area and you have any kind of Corvette, any kind of car, really, but if you've got a new E-Ray, the E-Rays are harder to lower if you have a front lift. That's why this spring is one of only 3 people. I'm one of only 3 people with this spring right now. We're testing it out, making sure that it works. He seems to think it's going to work. Corey at Paragon seems to think it's going to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as soon as it's like a big thumbs up from us, they're going to start producing them at Hyperco, shipping them to Paragon Performance, and then you guys can order them, come to BSP, and get your E-Rays lowered.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, he's got it on the 2-post lift now. Look at these massive carbon ceramic brakes. I mean, massive. Look at that. Massive caliper. Those are so awesome. So what you got going on here, Brandon?
Oh, just gotta pick up a bunch of pieces to get to what we need to work on. So, cool. But we're rocking and rolling.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of little things we gotta take off. Is like really all this is a support or a mount for your fender liner. So that just keeps the fender liner. But it kind of, we have to pull that back in order to get to control arms.
Sure.
So what I do on these is I pull your upper control arm off. That way we're not having to really mess too much with a lot of our suspension or our alignment angles. Just it throws off our alignment a whole lot more. So I grab the tops and I can pull this whole knuckle out to get the strut out of there so we can get the spring off. I will say with this car having the carbon ceramics, I do have some kind of these foam covers that we'll be putting on this before I kind of get it a little bit any further with this, because you do not want to chip these.
You do not
want to damage these.
I actually have the foam covers. I just don't know if I have them with me.
That's fine. I have some.
Okay, cool. There you go. Attention to detail at BSP. This thing is a 1968 Charger that well, let me take that back. It's a 1968 Charger body. And what they did is they took a Viper and they took the shell off the Viper and they put this shell on top. And then they put the old style 1968 Charger interior with that amazing shifter. But look at this. This is the gigantic 8-liter V10, and it produces 600 foot-pounds of torque at 2,000 RPM. Love the Chevelle SS they've got in here. We had a friend at church a long time ago, back in the 90s, that had a red one just like that. Such a cool car. And they do a lot of work on Lancer Evos. In fact, Brandon has his own Lancer Evo. But guys, check this out. This is a 280Z. They call it a 408Z on the side. I'm not really sure why, but oh, that's why. Check that out, a big old V8 from Ford in this 280Z body. This thing has to rip. That's awesome. Look at all the carbon fiber, the wide fenders, love those wheels. Oh, wow. Pretty much full race car here. Heck yeah. Recaro seats, steering wheel unhooks, and a manual transmission. That is awesome. Next, he's got a, I believe, 68 GTO. I'm not sure if it's a 68 or not, but it looks, oh, 67, there we go. I knew it was somewhere around 68 or 67. Beautiful, beautiful goat. Oh, it's an automatic, interesting. Look at that. But yeah, I've always loved the way it looked in the front with the little scoop here. And just so you know, these things were way ahead of their times. Back in the 60s, they were 5.7 0 to 60. So pretty darn fast for a boat. But this is really what he specializes in. He has a lot of Vipers come to him, and he sets them up however they want them set up for either roll racing, drag strip, or road course racing. That's a mean looking Viper. All right, so Brandon's got the front off. It's a little more complicated because of this piece right here. Wow, that's super light.
What?
I said that piece is super light.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's aluminum.
Yeah.
So essentially with this being the E-Ray, all-wheel drive, it's got an axle. So normally we're used to just having the shot come down to the lower mount on the control arm, and then we just kind of swing that over and you slide that out. This is a
little different animal.
Just a little bit different animal.
Yeah.
Obviously, this being so new, there's not like there's any procedures on it, so we're just, you know, kind of flying by the seat of my pants a little bit.
Good thing you know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I've come up with a great solution now as far as how that needs to come apart. So now we're gonna be able to move a little bit faster on the other side. But yeah, that's a piece that has to come apart. It has to. There's no other way there's any room to get that out of the car.
Okay.
Unless that comes apart. So.
1 day later.
Guys, check it out. It's already looking amazing and it hasn't even settled. Look at that stance. All right, guys, I'm back at BSP and Brandon is going to explain.
Well, first of all, take a shot of the car real quick.
Exactly.
Like,
well, they've already seen it.
Okay.
Because I did show them well.
Okay.
But
good.
yeah.
Good.
But yeah, look at this. I mean.
So essentially, yeah, this thing, night and day difference.
Oh yeah.
The.
I mean, let me just show them this real quick.
Aesthetics.
So you guys saw earlier on in the video, up front, I could easily get 3 and almost 4 in there. Now I can't even get 2. And then out back, same thing. 2 won't even fit. So
there's 2 things that we kind of take measurements on. We're going to go from the rim to the fender, and that's going to be your more of a aesthetic look. I mean,
Sure.
That's what a lot of guys want to go for. But then we also take more from pinch welds or like the frame of the car to the ground.
Okay.
So for me anyways, when it comes to me, I mostly take everything off the ground or the pinch weld, the frame, because that gives you an overall like how much it actually lowered the car.
Sure.
So, you know, Paragon, we're advertising here about 1 inch with
Yep.
these springs.
Yep.
It looked like it came in right at about 3/4 of an inch, and
Okay.
then we still have our settle.
Right.
You know, so there's going to be, once you drive this car, put some steering input in it, and you really kind of get it going, that spring steel will settle down, and we're actually going to probably get a little bit even better results than this.
Sure.
So everything went really smooth. It is a little bit different on the front, having an axle now. So,
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a learning process through that, but
Right.
not too bad. Still something that's very easily, you know,
yeah.
handled.
And now that
taken
you've
care
done
of.
it once.
Yep. Now we kind of know.
Yeah.
Now we know, but everything with it, and then we also still have the adjustment in the rear, which I'll send you that video or that picture, so you can almost
Sure.
you can show that in the video as well. Where on the Z51 suspension.
I mean, technically, this is a E-race suspension.
Okay,
It's
okay.
a little bit different than the
Got it.
Z51,
Got it.
especially because this has the Zur package on it.
Okay.
And that has an even beefed up more suspension than
Don't
the E-race.
want to overspeak, but with
Sure.
comparing it to the Stingrays and
Yes.
the Z06s and all that, the Z51 gives you an adjustable perch
Sure.
on the actual shock body itself.
Yep.
So we've got quite a bit to either go up with the car or actually go down a little bit with the car
Okay.
too as well. So I know, Mike, with what you want it to be just very even across
Yeah,
the board.
very level.
You know, as we're looking at our, you know, I always want to have either the car to be flat or have a little bit of rake. We do not ever want to have a negative rake situation where the rear is lower than the front.
Right.
That is just not going to be a very good thing to handling characteristics is not going to be good there. So,
Sure.
but yeah, as long as we stick with that, we're good there. And I know, you know, once this thing kind of settles in, we have adjustment to, not in the front, but in the rear, to either bring that up or bring that down to make it look exactly the way you want it. So,
Perfect.
Man, we're really grateful that we're the ones here to be able to do this for you and make this happen, because this is not that it wasn't a beautiful car, but man, it really changes the look of it.
And, you know, that combined with the ForgedLite wheels that actually sit flush,
Yeah.
just make this car look so aggressive. So yeah, guys, like I said multiple times in this video, if you live in the DFW, reach out to BSP.
Come and see us.
Yeah.
Come and see us. We'll get you all handled
Brandon's
and taken care
amazing.
of.
Chelsea's amazing. The whole team is amazing. So let us know what you think in the comments down below. Give us a big thumbs up. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you guys out on the road.
Thanks.